Hello friends, welcome to Price Pedia. So the stock which I wanted to discuss with you guys today, the name of the stock is Infibeam Avenues. This is a very good stock. It's a multi-bagger stock in the making in the coming days. Let's try to understand the whole journey of it. But before we understand the whole journey of this stock, I would like to tell you something about the fundamentals of the stock. Every quarter, the sales of this company is increasing. The margins are getting better and better. The profit, PAT, and the EPS of the stock is getting better and better every quarter. So yes, this stock is a turnaround story in the coming days, and it should be on your watch list for sure. Let's try to understand what is happening in the stock. The stock got listed at around 8 rupees and it went all the way up to around 44-45 rupees, right? And then we saw a major fall in the stock, and this was the time when the company was going through a very tough time. And there was a major fall in the price of the stock, and the price fell below the IPO price of around 8 rupees. It fell to around 6 rupees. And then what happens? Mind you, the chart which you are seeing right now, it's a monthly chart. So every candle represents a monthly price movement here. Okay. So what happened after that was the price went into a trading range, and this trading range started somewhere in around 2018 and it went up to around 2020. So almost for 2 years the price was trading in this range, and after that what happened, there was a breakout here and the price went all the way up to around 27 rupees. So from 7 rupees price went up to 27 rupees. So it was an increase of around 300%. The stock went up. I would say 400% the stock went up from 7 rupees to 28 rupees. If you multiply 7 with 4, it comes to around 28. So it was a 400% jump in the stock. And then the stock could not sustain these levels, right? And it went into a downward channel, and this downward channel took the stock back to around 14 rupees. So but before it came out of this channel, you see the price was consolidating here. This was the time the price was consolidating here, and this base was a very solid base, right? Let me just highlight this base for you guys here. This was the base which the stock made here. This was the base, right? And this base went for how long? It went from May 2022 up to around it went up to September 2023. So this was quite a long base. For almost a year price consolidated in this base, and then it gave a breakout. If you see the latest month, the price has broken very high. Now the price is challenging this high which it made long time back. This was the high where it could not sustain, where it gave a 400% move here. So this is the price. Now the price is challenging this price here. Absolutely. Now I have analyzed the fundamentals of the company, so I don't want to make the video very lengthy and go through the fundamentals again. Here we'll be only discussing the technicals. Okay, now the price is breaking this high, right? So this is the monthly price structure of the stock. Now let's move on to the weekly price structure of the stock. Let's see what's happening on the weekly chart. So this is the let me just move it. Okay, so this is the downward channel which I was talking about. This is the downward channel. The price touched the high of around 28-29 rupees here, but it could not sustain. It went into a downward channel. But here you see the price consolidated for very long. It formed one bottom here, it formed the second bottom here, and it formed third bottom here. So there were triple bottoms here. Let me just highlight these bottoms for you. This was the first bottom here, this was the second bottom here, and this was the third bottom here. So first bottom, second bottom, and third bottom, and the price went up. Here what do we see? We see a formation of an ascending triangle pattern here and then a breakout. So this is what's happening in the stock as far as the weekly chart is concerned. Now let's move on to the daily chart and let's try to understand what's happening there, because our buy or sell decision will be based on the daily chart, not on the basis of weekly or monthly chart, right? In the daily chart, what do we see? So this is the consolidation which the price showed for a very long time. So this consolidation started in October and it went up till Jan, right? October, November, December, Jan. So it's almost a 4-month consolidation, and this consolidation was broken on the upside, and we see the price breaking this resistance of around 23 rupees and it going up. Here it consolidated again for a while and again gave a violent breakout on the upside. Look at the volumes here. Before one more thing I wanted to highlight with you guys, check the volumes, right? Right now here, what do we see? The price went up, but there were no major volumes here, and then we saw a lot of buying coming here. But after that buying, what do we see? The consolidation, and from here till here we see very less volumes in the stock. The volumes have absolutely dried up here, and then again we see the volume rise here. So now the breakout which is happening, it's happening on a high volume basis. So clearly this is a dependable breakout. Now let's go back to the daily chart. So clearly here we see that the price is breaking into uncharted territory now, and this is the latest resistance which the stock was facing, and this resistance has become a support now, and this was the resistance of around 27, and this was the high also that the stock made last time and could not sustain that high and went into a downward channel. Now this major resistance has been broken on the upside, and the stock is looking good to go up. Now the support for the stock is at around 25 rupees, and I am expecting this stock to do quite well in the coming days. If we can hold this stock for a long time, then this stock can give us very good dividend. It can become a 3x, it can become a 4x stock as well in the coming days. But guys, as far as the timing of the stock is concerned, and as far as the time in the market is concerned, these are two different things. We do time the stock, we do analyze the stock based on technical analysis. That's how we time the stock. That's how we make sure that we are entering at the right time. And right now, if you see, this is the right time for entering into the stock, because technically and fundamentally, both ways we see that the stock is at a very good levels. But once we enter into a particular stock, then we should not try to time it. Then what matters is the time, is the how much time you spend in a stock. So if you will spend a lot of time sitting in the stock, you will see that the stock will give you very good returns. In a life of a stock, suppose this stock is right now trading at around 27 rupees. It's quite possible that this stock can go up to 100 rupees also in the coming days. But you should not try to time that particular up move in the stock. That up move can happen anytime, right? As far as the timing the stock is concerned, we should time the stock only at the time of entering into the stock. Beyond that, our time in the stock will help us to gain returns. In the life of the stock, there are just 5 to 10 days when the stock gains a maximum, right? So you should be in the stock to get benefit of those 5-10 days. If you will try to predict again, then it will be a problem, right? So don't try to predict now. We have already predicted that the stock is doing well. Now all we have to do is to sit. The sitting part is the most easiest and the most difficult part. If you have the temperament, then it's very easy. If you don't have the temperament, then it's very difficult. But once you believe that the stock is fundamentally and technically very good, then sitting in the stock becomes very, very easy. So guys, this is the stock which I wanted to present to you this week. And also I would like to tell you that I'm going to start a workshop very nearly on 3rd of Feb. It's a TECHNO FUNDA workshop, and it will be for almost around 60 hours. And in this TECHNO FUNDA workshop, we'll be discussing every possible technical and fundamental details. Once we narrow down on the technical and the fundamental details, then our focus would be on setups. So we'll be discussing 3 setups in this workshop, and based on these three setups, we'll be identifying the stocks. So all the participants in the workshop would be trained on these 3 setups, and they'll be added on in a Telegram group. Then all of us with our collective eyes will be searching for these 3 setups. So that will make your time also. You will consume less time in searching the stocks, because every person in the group would be searching for the same setups. And these 3 setups are not technical setups, they are TECHNO FUNDA setups. TECHNO FUNDA setup means both technicals and fundamentals. Based on both technicals and fundamentals, we identify a stock, then we enter into the stock. Well, this approach has a very high success rate of around 80 to 90%. But the only thing needed to succeed in this setup is, once you identify the stock, once you time the stock, then you have to spend time into the stock. You have to stay invested in the stock, and you can get very good returns in the coming days. So this is a workshop which I am going to start in the coming days. Other than that, there's a weekly video series which I do every week, wherein in this week's video, I'll be covering the best results which have come in last 7 days. and the stocks having the good technical setup as well. Just the good result doesn't help us, right? A good result should translate into an up move. And how do we find out that there's an up move in the stock? We find out there's an up move in the stock when the technicals agree with the fundamentals. So I only share those stocks in this weekly video who have good techno funda setups, whose fundamentals are good, whose results, quarterly results were good, and based on that, whose technical setup is also very good. So I'll be sharing only those stocks who have good techno funda setups. I'll be ignoring those stocks wherein the results have been good, but the stock is not in a shape to move up, right? So I will be ignoring those stocks. So guys, this is it from my desk as far as this week is concerned. I am really thankful to you for spending your valuable time in watching this video. I wish you a great week ahead. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.